Good evening and welcome to the 2021 Capital Society celebration. I am Rick Barger, class of 1971, and I have the pleasure of serving as chair of Penn State Harrisburg's campaign committee. This committee is made up of alumni and supporters who are helping to advance the mission and initiatives of the college. I hope you enjoyed connecting with the students, faculty, and staff in the breakout rooms before our program began. We hope you will connect with those you met in the future. Tonight's theme is Penn State Harrisburg Perseveres, stories of resilience and success. You will hear stories from our students on how they navigated this challenging year and share in their successes. We will also hear from Bob Beard, CEO of UGI Utilities, who will discuss the company's investment in students through the Educational Equity Matching Scholarship Program and hear from their scholarship recipient. So many of you have made the dreams of thousands of Penn State Harrisburg students become a reality through your generosity. I must also acknowledge the team in development and alumni relations. Our major gift officers were able to shift their work remotely and connect with our past and potential donors without missing a beat. Our stewardship team brought donors and students together on Zoom to share their stories and connect in meaningful ways. Finally, our alumni relations team has switched to a virtual environment and planned 15 Capital Connections events plus multiple other virtual programs that engage alumni from across the country. On behalf of the college and campaign committee, thank you and enjoy this special evening.
It has been an incredible year, and even those with perfect vision didn't see 2020 coming. Last March, when we got the news the campus was closing, we packed up our computers and grabbed important files, but we never envisioned the adversity we would have to overcome to remain successful. As an athlete, I learned that overcoming significant challenges generally results in positive outcomes. I think we can all agree that this last year has impacted us all in significant ways. Our daily lives were turned upside down. Kitchen tables became our offices. We juggled Zoom meetings with homeschooling. We somehow managed to keep going, with kids on our laps and cats on the keyboard. We learned how to innovate and connect in a virtual world. We turned on-campus events into virtual Capital Connections that brought together alumni from all over the world to learn about supply chains and where our toilet paper was, the economic impact of the election, or just to enjoy happy hour with teammates, coaches, and faculty. We cried together through the loss of friends and loved ones. We shared our fears and struggles and reached out to those who were alone. And we laughed. We laughed at ourselves dressed in costumes for our themed morning meetings. We laughed during our Freestyle Friday improv raps. And we laughed every time Noah's cat walked by and waved his tail in his face. We did more than chart new territory, innovate, and persevere. We came together as a team to support each other with empathy and compassion. We gave everything we could give to help each other, and we did our part to ensure the students had the resources they needed to succeed. But we couldn't have done that without you. Members of the Capital Society helped us in unprecedented ways. To date, your support of the Greater Penn State campaign has raised more than $35 million. Of that, the endowment for scholarships has grown by almost $17 million. And thanks to your contributions, we are now awarding more than $1.1 million a year in philanthropic scholarships to more than 580 students. The Open Door scholarships were a significant part of our campaign efforts. These funds help students whose financial circumstances might otherwise force them to leave college, stay enrolled, and finish their degree. And because of members of the Capital Society, 41 students were able to graduate this year. And during the pandemic, the Student Emergency Fund was more important than ever. 215 students applied for support, and you responded with gifts big and small to help them face the financial challenges of the pandemic and an off-campus fire in an apartment complex. As the nation grappled with social justice and equality, you made statements about your beliefs and stepped up to create endowments totaling over $1 million to support diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships. Later, you'll hear from Bob Beard from UGI about their company's commitment to diversity and STEM enrichment. You responded to our vision to expand research by establishing graduate student scholarships. And finally, Steve and Donna Overly committed over $3.4 million to establish a scholars program in their name. This will provide scholarships for at least 8 of the most outstanding honors students. Their vision was to allow students to reach their full potential and maximize their college experience, regardless of their financial ability. It is gifts like these that will transform our future. We are primed to transform the college. Every day, Capital Society members are helping us raise the bar and dream bigger for the future of Penn State Harrisburg. For those of you who know me, you understand that much of what I do and how I approach life is rooted in my athletic experiences. If I learned anything from decades as an athlete and a coach, it's that you end up performing to the minimum standard of your expectations. As a freshman, after a terrible season, we drove to Cincinnati to witness the Final Four in person. As we watched the confetti fall down on Tennessee, we decided we wanted to be there one day ourselves. Our senior year, we closed every practice with the same chant. Our coach would lead with, "Where do we want to be?" And we would cheer, "Philly!" As we look back on that road to Philly in 2000, we've often wondered if getting to Philly was the goal, when it should have been to win it all. I won't end with a chant, but I will ask you to picture a future of Penn State Harrisburg with me. Where do you envision we should be in 5 or 15 years? When we started this campaign, our goal was $15 million, and now we're approaching $44 million. We have exceeded every goal we have ever set at this college. We're ready to raise the bar and set a new standard. I picture a future where research centers have dedicated faculty and students working with industry to innovate and improve products, where our college is the region's preferred resource to help create solutions that will improve education, policy, society, and the economy. I picture named schools that provide resources for scholarships, research, immersive experiences, and build a prestigious reputation that all graduates will want to name on their resume. I see new buildings and laboratories that bring students and faculty together with professionals in their discipline to utilize state-of-the-art technologies. I see a college that embraces and unites people from different backgrounds and celebrates the diversity we all bring to the community. And I see national championship caliber athletes winning on the fields and in facilities that match their talents. It's partners like you who believe in our vision and help us ensure future students have the resources to make the region and the world even better. We thank you for the impact you have already made and for bringing new donors and partners to the college. I encourage you to help keep us reaching higher and share those ideas with us and your peers. Next, you will hear more from Dr. Mason about how the college is leveraging the gifts you've already given to help us build a foundation for future success. On behalf of the entire team in development and alumni, we thank you for all you've done and continue to do.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us. It's been a little while since many of us had been together, so I appreciate this opportunity to share a brief update on where the college has been and where we are going. As you already heard, the news is good. It illustrates very well our theme of perseverance. Like other institutions, Penn State Harrisburg has faced the challenges of the worldwide pandemic. For over a year, we have continued to operate with the health and safety of our community as the top priority. That is, to remain vigilant with public health protocols. Despite all the challenges, our college has been able to grow and to succeed. This was made possible only because of the collective effort of faculty and staff, alumni and friends and supporters of the college, all of you. When I arrived in 2018, we laid out a plan to advance the college in 3 distinct areas: enhancing academic excellence, expanding research, and joining the community partners to promote the economic and general well-being of the capital region. We have made progress in all these areas, keeping the college on a positive trajectory. Penn State Harrisburg remains a destination campus for thousands of students, as illustrated by our sustained high enrollment. Over the course of the past year, the college developed its 5-year strategic plan with input from key constituency groups. The resulting document aligns with the university vision and provides our roadmap for the future. An important initiative of the current plan is to make significant enhancements to the physical campus, including adding facilities and repurposing others. Recently, with support from local stakeholders, we have moved ahead in these efforts. We've engaged a consultant to assist us in the early stages of developing an academic learning center on campus. This first phase includes conducting a campus space analysis, including programming intended for the building, selecting the site, and developing a conceptual design. We're also exploring the feasibility of adding a biobehavioral health research and outreach clinic on campus, as well as the possibility of developing the Mead Heights area into a research park. Future developments such as these rely heavily on collaboration with the university and external entities, including the College of Medicine, Penn State Health, local governments, and our many industry partners. Planning for new academic programs at the undergraduate and graduate level also is underway. We recently added several undergraduate majors in high-demand areas: cybersecurity, biobehavioral health, human-centered design, and communication sciences and disorders. At the graduate level, we have proposals developed to offer a PhD in engineering systems and a master's in speech-language pathology. These programs are intended to meet student interest and market demands and also support research priorities. We have made numerous investments in research and scholarship at the college. Creating a seed grant program, adding professional staff to support grant writing and management, and expanding industry collaboration are just a few examples. The university has made a financial investment to leverage research development on our campus as well. We will focus on attracting expertise in critical areas. These areas include research and economic development, as well as continuing to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion at Penn State Harrisburg. Our overarching goal is to provide the best possible educational experience for our students and to contribute to the vitality of the region. We have remained strong as a community, coming together to support our students and each other in a time of great need. At the same time, we've been able to stay the course on a pathway to success. Our work can be life-changing for students and life-sustaining for society. You all are key contributors to Penn State Harrisburg's continued success. We are grateful for your support and commitment. On behalf of Penn State Harrisburg, thank you.
One impact I would like to have on this world is just helping people. I know that sounds super cliched, but it's honestly the truth, and I've seen that throughout this past year just with the healthcare field. All the frontline workers, a lot of people had to just help.
Being a former Marine and being a father, it's given me something to work towards, being able to provide a better life for my family than I had growing up.
One of the most rewarding things for me is being able to be the light in someone's dark day. If there's any way that I can brighten someone's day, I will do that, and I think that nurses are often that light in a dark day.
As a student veteran, it's a little different. I have a lot more experiences in different aspects than a lot of the students in my class.
I think when I chose nursing, my main goal was I wanted to have a career that was rewarding, where I felt that I was impacting people every day.
Always had an interest in both the business side and the health field, so those have always been my two interests. I've always had a passion for it, so it worked out here.
So my family and I all had coronavirus. We didn't get horrible symptoms, so we all stayed fairly healthy and we were able to quarantine. Being able to do school online now has really helped with that situation in particular.
When the pandemic originally happened, my dad's business was affected. We have a hotel business, so it was affected. We had to temporarily shut down. He was getting very stressed out about what we needed to do.
I'm 25. I didn't think that I would be in school during a pandemic, and especially in nursing school.
When we reopened the business, we were still trying to save money, so my dad was just looking for ways to save on supplies, payroll, whatever it was. So that's when my mom, my brother, and I all pitched in. We were just taking care of the desk, trying to help out with housekeeping.
In regards to sort of being on the front line and going into a field where I had to encounter possibly this disease that is wreaking havoc on the whole world, I think I did think about that, but I'm not a particularly very fearful person. So those kinds of situations, I've always been able to step up, and I think that's what my initial thought was when I accepted a position at Hershey Medical Center.
I think everybody was kind of just clueless. Everyone wasn't really sure what was going on. It was just all new. I feel in my lifetime I never experienced something so severe and so, like, you know, so crazy.
Donor-funded scholarships has impacted me tremendously. Being able to stay with my family just a little bit longer and not have to pick up extra hours at work, just study a little bit more and then trying to pick up more hours.
A scholarship coming into that was a really good impact in the sense for my financial state. It took a huge burden off for my dad. We were all struggling at that point, and it was just very helpful that the scholarship impacted me.
So I started working part-time at a psych hospital in 2 positions as an intake coordinator and a behavioral health specialist. I also at that time was working part-time at Kate Spade in the Hershey outlets. And then to further add to my duties, I was also assistant coaching a cheerleading team. Along with, I just purchased a dog. So I had a lot of things on my plate. And I was trying to figure out how I was going to fund this education. So getting this donor-funded scholarships, I was able to receive 2, greatly helped take the financial burden off of me. It meant that I didn't have to, work those 3 night shifts in a row before I had to take an exam on Monday morning.
When I heard about the news that I received the scholarship, I was very shocked, very excited, very grateful. I didn't really think of much when I actually filled out the form and just applied for the scholarship. I was just doing it in good hopes, as always. So after a couple months when I heard back, I was very excited, very thrilled. When I told my parents, they were like crying of joy.
Thank you for the donations that you were able to give out to the student, not to just me, but to the students. It has helped, like I said, tremendously.
So I would just like to say to the donors that thank you for this opportunity. I think a lot of us take a lot of things for granted, but when I saw my family struggle with our businesses because of the pandemic, I truly do feel grateful. I feel very fortunate. I feel very blessed.
If I could say anything to the donors, I would say that I am so grateful for their gratitude and so thankful because the impact that they had on me was so profound. I don't know how many words I could say. I don't think there's enough words to say how thankful that I am for the scholarships that I received during my nursing school career. It was so helpful. And if I can be someone like that and be the light or be this impactful in some student's life in my future, that will be great.
First, UGI's got a long history of promoting diversity and inclusion in the workplace. We really believe that a company that is diverse and has diverse employees is a stronger company. So, we've understood this for quite some time, and we're really happy to have the opportunity to participate in the Educational Equity Scholarship Program because we think what it does for us is it allows us to partner with what we believe is a great institution and have our dollars that we're willing to donate toward programs like this really make a difference. I think Penn State Harrisburg does a good job promoting diversity and inclusion, and it really is a good partnership for us. The other reason that we thought it was appropriate is that our $250,000 donation is being matched by the university. So that obviously reflects to us the commitment of the university and gives us a really good sense of their understanding of the value of diversity and inclusion. We spend hundreds of millions of dollars across Pennsylvania every year undertaking capital projects. and we're serving 45 of the 67 counties in Pennsylvania. When I think about Penn State Harrisburg and the area that Penn State Harrisburg serves, really overlaps a really important piece of our territories. Central Pennsylvania, South Central Pennsylvania is where we have a lot of customers. We have a lot of employees who are living in and are part of these communities. So we take very seriously our role as not only a company operating in a given region, but as a member of the community. Our employees are heavily involved throughout their communities, and we're really proud to give them those opportunities to be part of the community, and we're proud to support them. Penn State Harrisburg essentially does the same thing, but on the educational front. And we think it's a great partnership, and for us to be involved with Penn State Harrisburg, in particular when it comes to offering opportunities to diverse students, because it is extremely important to us to do what we can to make sure that students of all backgrounds have the same opportunities. And we look selfishly as this program with Penn State Harrisburg as being a great opportunity for us to get to know students and for students to get to know UGI, so that down the road, they will consider us when they graduate and move on from Penn State Harrisburg, that they'll consider us as an opportunity and a real option that they should consider when they start their professional careers. I would like to reiterate, I think, the importance of diversity at all companies. We at UGI are firm believers that a diverse company, a company made up of people with diverse trains of thought, with diverse opinions, with diverse backgrounds, those are stronger companies. So we look at this as a great investment because we think that by making Penn State Harrisburg stronger, we will make the business community that Penn State Harrisburg serves even stronger. And importantly, and this is really important to us, it's essential, I think, for all students, for people of all backgrounds, to realize that they have the same opportunities. Everybody should have a fair shot at a great education and understand the value of programs like STEM. So we're really pleased to be part of this and look forward to it. And I'm sure that when we look back at this investment in years to come, we'll be very pleased.
I always wanted to come to a small campus because at a small campus they're usually like small classroom size, and I thought in a small classroom size I will have like a one-to-one conversation with the professor and the professor will know me better. I always had an interest in science and math when I was in high school and middle school, and I also like how things work, like learning about them. Biology would be a really good start to learn how organisms interact with each other. So I'm working on a project that compares the vaccine development of COVID-19 with swine flu, the 2009 pandemic swine flu. Actually, the pandemic was the reason that I came up with my honors thesis. So it is on COVID-19. The pandemic kind of gave me an idea of like what kind of project topic I'm interested in, and which was like COVID. So I decided to do a project on comparing the vaccine development process of COVID-19 with another pandemic. I think the projects will allow like more contribution towards the research and helps the world, because like with research people are able to find new discoveries that can help everyone. Through healthcare, I hope to go into like epidemiology and study how infectious disease spread through the population, and hopefully through my research and my work I'm able to like make some impact in the world. Because of the scholarship I was able to make my education more affordable, and I was able to focus more on my education rather than being concerned about my finance. Like as a student, like we're still like trying to figure out like get that independence, and we do not have that kind of finance, to get our education, make an investment. So I think scholarship provides that help so that we don't have to worry about our finance. Thank you for the scholarship. It really helped me out. It made my education affordable, and because of this, I was able to focus more on my education, and hopefully I can do something along my career.
Tonight our theme is about persistence, resilience, and success. I think you will agree with me that our students certainly demonstrate those qualities. We would now like to recognize the newest members of the Platinum Circle. The Platinum Circle represents those whose lifetime gift commitments exceeds $100,000. This circle has grown from just 29 members in 2009 to 111 today. These members include some of our most generous supporters, strongest corporate partners, and personal advocates. Tonight's inductees represent over $5.7 million in support to the college. Due to COVID-19, we were unable to gather and celebrate together in 2020. Because of this, we will be recognizing both the 2020 and 2021 Platinum Circle donors this evening. Our first inductees this evening are Kaitlin and Shane Behmer. Kaitlin is a 2010 alumnus. The Behmers became Capital Society members in a unique way. Upon closure of their high-end retail clothing store, Colson Fine Clothiers in Lancaster, they donated all remaining inventory to Penn State Harrisburg's Career Closet, which provides free professional attire for students who otherwise could not afford it. Kaitlin and Shane's contribution to our student community will assure that they are the best dressed around and looking sharp as they land that all-important internship or job. Next, we welcome David and Donna Caddick to the Platinum Circle. David graduated in 1972, and he established the Donna L. Caddick Equipment Program Fund to provide funds for specialized lab equipment. This equipment will advance research and enhance the student experience in the School of Science, Engineering, and Technology. Our third inductee this evening is Doug and Sheri Charney. Doug, a 1982 graduate, and Sheri have supported many college initiatives that benefit students in the School of Business Administration. In 2018, they established the Charney Open Doors Scholarship, benefiting students close to graduating who have encountered unexpected hardships. Most recently, they created the Charney Educational Equity Scholarship. Our next inductee, ETAP, Electrical Transient Analyzer Program, located in Irvine, California. ETAP recently made a gift-in-kind of computer software benefiting the School of Science, Engineering, and Technology. Next, we welcome Leslie Krause to the Platinum Circle. A 1981 alumnus from the American Studies program, Leslie has allocated a future gift to the Irwin Richmond American Studies Scholarship to honor the impact he made in her life. Our next honorees are Stephen and Donna Overly. Steve is a 1982 alumnus. They established the Overly Scholars Program, which will annually provide full tuition scholarships for at least 8 honor students who have excelled in academics, leadership, and civic engagement. Next, we welcome George and Barbara Parmer to the Platinum Circle. In 2018, they established a scholarship in their name, benefiting undergraduate students who have graduated from local Christian high schools. In just a short time, the Parmer's generosity has impacted 51 students. Our next honorees are Robert and Susan Plakus. Robert is a 1976 alumnus. In 2003, they established a scholarship benefiting environmental engineering students in the civil engineering program. Our next inductee, Robert L. Smith, astonished the college with $1 million estate gift to the library. He had no known connection to Penn State except as a community borrower of library materials. His posthumous generosity will support future generations of Penn State Harrisburg students' academic needs through books, technology, equipment, and more. Finally, we honor Alyce and Morton Spector. Alyce and her beloved late husband Mort have been community leaders in the Harrisburg area for many years. Over the course of almost 4 decades, the Spectors supported a variety of important initiatives at the college, including the Library Capital Project, the Capital Area Institute for Mathematics and Science, also known as CAMES, intercollegiate athletics, and the Alyce and Morton Spector Social Justice Tolerance and Diversity Program Fund. Please join me in thanking these dedicated supporters who have invested in the future of our college and our students. Not only do our Platinum Society donors make Penn State Harrisburg what it is today, a vibrant, diverse college where our students learn and grow, all of our Capital Society members contribute to this mission. We are all here because we care deeply about the students and the future success of Penn State Harrisburg. We need your help to continue connecting with like-minded donors who want to make an impact and help us exceed our campaign goals. This concludes our celebration. I wish we could have all met in person, but this way allowed us to still be connected. I want to take one last moment to thank the campaign committee for their dedication and support, but also the hard work and commitment of the development and alumni relations team who worked so hard to put this together for us. I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we are Penn State!